Let's hit it. Dude, it's Daytona time. I know you're ready.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for sure.
Yeah, you like Daytona, dude.
Yeah, got wall jumps in there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And here we go. We are live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the TCE Supercross watch party for Daytona. I'm your host, Dave Drakes, curator, owner, operator of the Collective Experience, the #1 Supercross, motocross, arena cross, and all things motorcycle VIP experience in the world. We get you hooked up with your favorite jobs within the industry like nobody else. We've got people working for James Stewart, training riders like AC and AP, and doing so much more. And we are excited to be able to watch this race with you, chat, give out some giveaways, and talk all things dirt bikes. What's better than that? Joining me is a big time, long time supporter of the Collective Experience, owner and operator of one of the most badass production companies in the industry. I'm talking motorcycles, I'm talking Fortune 500s, I'm talking music videos, the one and only Billy Freeman. What's up, dude?
Man, I haven't had an intro like that ever. So once you're continuing plugging everybody, man. No, I'm grateful to be here. I love your program. And yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no worries, dude. I gotta get you on as a big time supporter of the program. Anytime we get to do something cool, your brand Surge Unlimited is usually attached to it in some capacity. So of course we got to get you on there and to get people aware that you're behind some of the dopest things in video creation when it comes to two wheels. So yeah, what better race to clue you in for than Daytona? I know you're a big Daytona fan. You've been to this race, I believe. One time. Wait, what's your thoughts on Daytona? So we know Supercross are dope in general. You're a rider. What are your thoughts on Daytona in general, and how is it different than other Supercross races?
I think it's sick having the more of an outdoorsy track. You know, it just throws riders kind of, they might start to settle into a groove, with like stadium stuff, the hard pack stuff. And this is just so different. It really separates who can adapt and who can't,
Yeah, no, for sure. And one thing that I'm glad you brought up is like the fact that it breaks up the season a little bit, gets people out of their comfort zones. I like the fact that it actually brings people who you really don't see maybe in the up front that much, like making a push toward the front. Like right now, watching the race, we've got Smith in second place. Dude, how often do we see him in second place? This season we really haven't. It really lends itself to I guess a different skill set of riders. Some of these are guys that might be strong outdoors. They might be moving to the front. Maybe some guys that you didn't know were good outdoors this year yet. I mean, they could make a name for themselves running good in this race as well. So it splits it up a lot. Bill, what's one Daytona that you remember? And granted, you and I are getting a little old. You're much older than I am. But what's one Daytona or one thing from Daytona that like in the past, like, I don't know, 20, 30 years that you've been like, dude, that is absolutely memorable?
Not that old, bro. Relax.
I don't know, man.
I was at the Daytona where Stewart launched that wall jump on that back straight.
Oh, yes. How was that?
I think I was still speechless by the time we left Croom, like a week later. I still was like, I don't even know what to say. That dude's a legend. So
how insane is that to launch something like that, dude? Take a wall jump and then just sky over it like that. How mentally insane is that?
I don't know, man. It was pretty wild. I think he was just so caught up in the heat of it I don't remember who he was battling with, but I know he wanted that #1 spot. So
yeah, I think it was Dino who he was battling up front with.
Okay.
Made it pretty cool. Speaking of battling, we got a little battle right now for 250 Heat 1. We got RJ Hampshire with the red plate holder, McAdoo right behind him. Now, guys, you'll remember last weekend's race was absolutely insane with Jet Lawrence, Austin Faulkner crashing into one another and allowing McAdoo to have the most consistent run in the Triple Crown format. Remember, it was Triple Crown last weekend. McAdoo looked phenomenal. McAdoo looked like McAdoo did last year when he was a really serious title contender. And we're seeing the guy set himself up for a really good championship contention right now with that red plate. I want to hear from you, Bill. Like in history, throughout history, right? We've seen a lot of 250 riders with the red plate and somehow make a mistake, like McAdoo just did, almost going off the side of the triple. Allowing Smith to get it next to him. what is one thing that you say, like, that you can say attributes to the 250 riders just losing that plate in and not like doing well, like not carrying that on to a championship reign? Like how what's the factor that plays into it for these 250 guys?
Probably who's the most mentally mature and can realize that if they back it off like half a stop, they can, you know, go further in the long run and just keep that consistency going. That's probably it. Cause you have some guys out there that'll, like, speed wise alone, they could smoke everybody, but like, okay, now you got to make it last the whole race, you know?
Yeah. I just see it being so hard for a lot of these younger guys to like have the consistency, the racecraft, the maturity, the wherewithal to put themselves in a good position nonstop throughout the race and through multiple races to be able to hold on to that. I think it says a lot for the guys that are able to do it. Shout out to Randy Wilson in the chat. Shout out to Disciple. What's going on, guys? I see a Let's Go Jet. Yeah, I'm pulling for my boy Jet too. I got him on the fantasy for Pulp. And if you guys aren't signed up for the Collective Experience Fantasy, check it out. I'm going to be doing some prizes for our fantasy for the top 3 guys. I'm currently getting my ass whooped, so I can guarantee you you're going to be doing a lot better than me. So definitely check that out. It's always fun. We love the guys over at Pulp for doing that. Yeah, Bill, when it comes to like a rider like McAdoo, more specifically in that whole 250 red plate deal, I like him, right? Dude's smooth, dude's solid. He's improved so much over the year. The only thing that kills me is like, dude, he always makes a gnarly mistake that puts him out. It's almost like Forkner light. You know what I mean? I will say that he doesn't knock himself out of the series, but he always does something that kind of derails his momentum or puts him on the sideline for a little bit, and it makes me a little nervous about him.
Sure.
Yeah, it just I don't know how to describe it.
Hey Dave, how do you think the tables would be turned? Who would you root for if this was a mutter?
Oh, dude. Oh, that's a tough one. Shout out to Jason. Gonna do some riding tomorrow with Jason. So I'm proud of my dude right there for getting me off the couch. If this was a mutter, I'd probably pick like a gnarly outdoor dude, right? Someone like somebody like, oh man, like a John Short or somebody, like, you know what I mean? Like somebody like that, maybe like one of the star dudes doing really good in mutter. I mean, that's like the ultimate outdoor test, right? And it really doesn't lend itself to many Supercross heavy guys. And maybe RJ could surprise us a little bit too with that one.
Could be.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
When was the last time mutter actually for Daytona?
Last time we had a mutter for Daytona. That's I think it was.
I've been waiting all you trivia on moto.
I know, dude. That's tough, dude. That's a tough one. I can't even remember last time we had a mutter. I know it's probably a lot sooner than I think, or more. Sorry, a lot more recent than I think. But dude, I can't even think of somebody right now that had that whole thing. You know what I mean? That had the whole mutter deal.
I feel like Osborne would definitely hold it down if he didn't retire.
Oh, dude, come on. I know. And I know that was your boy, dude. Like, you guys did a bunch of projects together, so I'm sure you're missing him right now, huh?
Yeah, man. I don't know. He's just such a savage, such a good, well-rounded rider.
So walk me through like some of the things that you guys did together, because I know you guys did the whole what was it, Baker's Factory deal when you went down there and filmed with the crew. Like, what was it like to be down there?
It was pretty cool, man. Just seeing, like, being a fly on the wall, seeing how those guys operate. There was, at that point, I think there was only 2 or 3 rounds left. And was that the year that Marvin and Anderson were super close in points for 1 and 2?
What year was that?
Maybe 18.
Ooh.
You know what's crazy?
Possibly. I think he was still on 250s then, wasn't he?
I don't remember what year it was. I remember that there was definitely a tight points chase while I was there between some of them, and it wasn't as tense as I necessarily would have thought, but there was you could definitely feel a little bit of, you know, competitive energy in there for sure.
Yeah, that's always kind of like made me curious, like all like the dynamic of like having 2 fast guys in the same sort of setup. That's like, you know what I mean? Same team, same trainer, basically the same bike, like all that kind of makes me like really curious about like what that whole deal is like, you know what I mean? What did the dynamic, can't talk today. What did that seem like when you were down there? How was it?
Overall, it was pretty chill. You know, some people, you know, they would take turns on the track. So like they weren't like battling at the same time or training like on the bike at the same time. So maybe someone was cardio while the other person was doing a 30 or something. But I gotta say, definitely one of the most lighthearted guys there was Anderson, just like goofing around, you know, talking shop, whatever, just super chill. And I think he might have got a title that year too. I think he was pointing at, I don't even remember what year it was, but just low key. It probably, to be honest, that probably works to his advantage, keeping the stress low and just going out there and having fun doing your thing.
Yeah, for sure. Now I want to bring on somebody else on here to kind of round out our panel of guests. A good buddy of mine and somebody who's a badass on a dirt bike, and we're going to bring her in right now, as long as her phone loads. Which, I mean, God bless our internet, and God bless your internet, Billy, because I know you're out there in the sticks and you got to wind up that machine, get it going. What's up, Morgan? How are you?
What's up? How's it going?
Going pretty good. I'm here with Surgeon Limited's very own Billy Freeman. We got the chat going off right now, so I wanted to make sure I gave you a great introduction. So Morgan is a pretty badass rider from the Northeast, kind of like my own stomping grounds, and she's a self-proclaimed moto dad hunter out there, just taking down all the moto dads. So yeah, I was talking to get her on here, get her chatting with everybody, and yeah, just kick it up and talk some industry stuff. So Morgan, how you been? What's been going on with you?
I've been doing well. Tomorrow's actually my first race of the season.
Oh, really? Where at?
It's at Field of Dreams. It's in Millville, New Jersey.
Gotcha. Field of Dreams is
yeah, pretty hype.
Yeah, I like that. I like that place. So we're what class are you riding?
Tomorrow I'm actually racing 450C and the women's class.
Gotcha. 450. Are you in a 450 now?
Nah, it's just 450 can be like safer because there's less people.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and sometimes like the way the classes line up, I would have like back-to-back motos if I were to do just regular C class. So yeah. Just trying out a different class this year.
I hear you. I mean, I wish Billy would do that. Billy rides the 250 F class, so I mean, he'd probably do G if they would allow him. But I mean, you know, he's just out there with the fucking trailer behind him, trying to get his XCW to work.
I'm just trying to be out there and, you know, be with you guys. You know, take all of your lead.
Yeah. So Morgan, what are your thoughts on Daytona? Like, as it stacks up against some of the other Supercross races, is Daytona one of your favorites? Is it one of your least favorites? What are you thinking?
It is definitely my favorite.
Really?
Just the whole vibe of it.
Really?
Definitely.
Why is that?
What is there not to like about it?
So you're gonna hate me for this, but it is probably one of my least favorite races of the year.
Really?
Yeah, and okay, so the racing is dope. I like the track, I like the racing. From a logistics standpoint, getting there, finding a dope place to stay, and like going back and forth to the airport, finding food, all this other stuff, trying to avoid razzles, which I know Billy doesn't do. It's difficult. It is super difficult, dude. Because if I'm there and Billy's there, I got to spend the whole night with holding his hair while he pukes like a little 14-year-old girl, and get the stripper glitter off his face. Got to pump his little stomach and stuff. But I mean, no, seriously, it's like it's from a logistics standpoint, it's a nightmare for me to get to all the time.
He's just mad sand. That's it.
What'd you say?
You're just mad because you hate the sand.
I do hate riding in the sand, dude. I'm not a good sand rider.
I actually rode down at PAX like the week after Christmas. It was.
Oh, how was it?
Yeah, I've never rode sand before, so it was really cool to like ride something different.
Yeah, I mean, Field of Dreams has such good dirt too, so like, it's a different vibe.
Field of Dreams kind of like it's like dust almost, but like not exactly sand.
Gotcha. Yeah, I feel the same too. It can be a different mix. And look who's here. It's the one and only Big and Mix Radio's very own Brad Gebhardt. What's up, buddy?
What is going on? Dave Drake's gate has dropped for the second heat race, 250 style. Yep. I'm doing well. You look like you're doing well, aside from that butt ugly hat that you have sitting in front of you. Looking forward to some great racing here.
Dude, the FXR, it's extra 10 horsepower, homie. You know that.
And you know as well as I do that motocross is not a horsepower game. Never really has mattered. So aside from getting good starts and whatnot, but yeah, Jetson not exactly leading this thing, but yeah, he's in fine form tonight.
I think so too. Hey, we're joined by Surge Unlimited's very own Billy Freeman, an absolute monster in the video and production game, and we've got I'm gonna call her amateur phenom. Why not? Morgan P out of the Northeast area, so she's very used to the weather that you're experiencing right now. And she's got a race tomorrow. Actually, she's racing tomorrow.
Who's racing?
Morgan.
Me.
That's awesome. Whereabouts are you racing? What class?
Tomorrow I'm racing 450C and women's.
Jeez, actually, those are both classes that normally Dave enters himself in. But best of luck to you. That should be awesome.
Thank you.
Oh gosh, I was giving it to Billy, and now I'm getting it back. I guess it's coming full circle, huh?
Yeah, that's how it works, man.
Dude. I need you in here, man.
What's going on, Billy? I don't think I've met you before. What's your deal, my friend?
I'm just waiting to meet you, man. I see you and Dave having a great time, at all the races, and I'm excited to finally tag along one of these days here.
Yeah, do it, man. Come out to a race. I won't be in Detroit, but I'll probably be in St. Louis or Atlanta. Those will look like those races are always a lot of fun. Ooh, and anytime that Dave's around, I just try and boost things up because it's really tough to enjoy yourself when you're around Dave Drake.
Oh,
yeah. I mean,
blatant lies.
I don't think I could say no to Atlanta.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Actually,
Billy can't located, Billy.
Billy can't go into Atlanta too often though. He's got a lot of babies' moms out there that he's ducking. He's ducking for child support.
It's this kind of podcast. Okay, fair enough.
Shaquisha, she got him, bro. Shaquisha got that money for.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
Yeah, you ain't. Well, you got to pay for little Jamarcus, homie. You've been skipping.
This is why I didn't post on my Instagram that I was going to be co-host tonight.
Fair enough.
So getting back to the races, dude. Jet Lawrence is making easy work of this field, huh? Showing people why he got that #1 off-road title, dude.
Yeah, he's looking strong. I love how assertive he is on the track. Yes. He rides like a guy he rides like a guy who's been in this class way longer than he has been. You really think about it, it's only his third time coming through this championship.
Yep.
He's fast, he's confident, he's putting the bike where it needs to be.
Yep.
And showing the poise and confidence of a veteran when is he 20 yet? He's 19, 20?
I think he's 19.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. So, Morgan, what are your thoughts on Jet Lawrence? Are you a Jet Lawrence fan? Or you like the way he rides? What are your thoughts?
I really admire that he's basically my age and is at this skill level. He's very professional, with his riding, and he also has fun with it.
Yeah.
He has really good personality, and I just love to see it.
No, for sure. One of the things that I really like about him is something that you said is that he rides with a maturity to him. You know what I mean? He doesn't look like a young, out of control teenager. He looks like he's been doing it for far longer. And it kind of reminds me of the way that we broke down James Stewart when he first went pro. He was a pretty out of control, I'll give you that. But the way that he rode the motorcycle, his racecraft, the way he approached the track, it looked like a veteran out there. It didn't look like a 16-year-old kid. And I think Jet has that same sort of almost like that old guy riding. You know what I mean?
He's riding with intention. He's riding with
he's been here before, dude. He's got a couple titles under his belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can really tell with a guy when you watch James ride a 125. Mm-hmm. or Jet here on the 250F, or even if you look back to the original first years of Ryan Villapoto's career, is there's just so much confidence and so much intention in where they want to put their motorcycle. It's not so much random as it's like there's a method to the madness. And
forward.
Sure. There's a lot of parallels that you can find the way Jet rides. Even that first year when he was number 83, he's kind of all over the place a little bit. But when the moments when he was in control, you could already see glimpses that this kid is pretty special.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
What do you think, Billy?
On a tear.
And it's just going to continue to get better for him. I think the mentality is there, and that's half the battle.
Essentially, yeah. You got to believe it before you're going to do it.
For sure. Billy's just envisioning going trans, and we're right there behind him, man, helping him make that transition all day.
Wow.
Gotta envision it, Billy. Gotta envision it, buddy.
See, I'm like respecting your platform so much right now. Like,
yeah, okay. I should stop because Billy's got dirt on me from like 15 years, so I gotta chill.
Man,
I got it. Yeah, you're right. I gotta chill.
But what are you this year, Dave?
Say it again.
What races are you entering this year?
For myself?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I might try a couple some local little jams here and there. I don't know. I gotta figure it out. I heard they're fast here in Texas, dude. So I gotta step my game up.
Yeah, you do.
I was gonna say you've gone from being like a fast guy from Wisconsin to being a very slow guy from Texas.
Well, you remember I started out as a slow guy from Connecticut first, so I'm used to it, dude.
Speaking of a slow guy from Connecticut, how about AJ Catanzaro in that heat race?
Dude, he looked good in practice though.
Qualifying and 16th in a heat race. How does that happen?
I think AJ's riding, and I told him this last weekend when we were finishing up with the race. Like, he looked so much better than last year, and you can tell he's put a lot of effort into his riding, his fitness, his bike is set up really well. He's got a great program for himself, and he's having fun out there, which is always good for a racer, right? His head's clear. The only thing that I think AJ really needs to work on is his initial jump out of the gate and asserting himself right in that first corner, right? So right in that first turn, putting the elbows out, taking the lines, riding with a purpose, almost like we saw with Jet do, moving people out of his way and getting up front the place that he knows he should be. I think AJ needs to implement that into his riding, into his regimen somehow with some training. And I think he'll be right there, man. The way that AJ's riding, I have no doubt lap time wise, when we saw it in practice, he could ride in a main event and be a top 15 guy if he wanted to, maybe even better, right?
He has at a podium in this class. Like Morgan, I'm curious your thoughts on that. Like someone who is able to sort of translate practice speed into race pace. Like, have you ever had a time where you felt really good in practice, the gate dropped and you just sort of didn't have it, or you just felt timid, that first lap didn't go your way, and it kind of affects your whole day after that?
Yeah, that's definitely happened to me. I've only been racing for 2 years, so it's been like a really big learning process. But if I have like a bad first moto, I just try to strive to do my best for the second one.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. That's a good way to bounce back.
Yeah. I kind of just I try to pinpoint more of the things that I did do right and didn't try not to focus on everything I did wrong, because then I won't be kind of stuck in that, I'm just going to mess up again. Like, I try to fix my mentality for the day.
There you go. Block out that negativity.
Super smart.
I raced women's, just a women's class my first year race.
Oh, so did Billy. Wow.
I just it just wasn't as fun. I didn't really want to race much, but just last year I raced the Schoolboy 2 class, and it just made me just an all around better rider, and it just makes me want to race every class now.
That's awesome. No, I like when girls pass guys like myself, and there's plenty of girls who go way faster than I do. I'm sure there's some guys who take it a little bit personally when you go by them.
Yeah, that's honestly, that was like my biggest motivation, like to beat the kids like that I normally practice with or hang out with, like, the
bragging rights.
Yeah.
Just got the I love it. Oh, right now
good.
too. Welcome, it's cool.
Right, so you could say.
That used to be rad to me, man. I think that's why I started working for that all women's race team that I did when I got out of college, dude. Like, it was just so badass to me to see some like a super tiny chick just like with a ton of heart, just like crushing out there and beating the boys. Like, that was like inspiring for me, you know what I mean? Like, watching that, and they kind of like let me realize, like, dude, you got no excuse, Dave. Like, you should be a lot faster than you are, dude. It's cool, and I'm a big proponent for like just moto being ultra inclusive and getting so much more representation there from a female perspective and anyone that you really don't associate with racing dirt bikes. I think it helps us grow the sport. And Brad, you can attest to this, man. The bigger the sport is, the better we all do.
100%. And that's actually why I invited not only Danica White, who is one of the basically like cross Canada Fox Racing marketing manager.
Yeah, she's rad.
She's awesome. She runs something called Surf and Berms, which is for the most part like women's riding crew that they put on ride days. They do all kinds of stuff. And so I was able to welcome not only Danica, but also 3 other young female racers from the province of Alberta. And it was actually so much fun to hear their feedback about the sport and how they got into it and sort of what motivates them to keep riding and getting faster and just that camaraderie around the track that they've been able to develop. So it's really encouraging to see that I'm sure we like 3 of us know damn well the boys at the track are a good little riding crew, but the women can hold their own as well. And they can also create a really cool and very inclusive and welcoming community. So it's good to hear.
100% agree with that. 100% agree. All right, so our boy Jet Lawrence getting that win in that heat race. I'm really impressed, man. The only thing that bums me out is that race last weekend where he got into it with Austin Forkner, which resulted into Forkner having that broken wing. Yeah. But man, it sucks. But dude, watching Jet come through the pack last weekend, dude, we were screaming, dude. It was awesome watching it, man.
For sure, like, he's next level. Like Billy. You've been watching Supercross for a good minute, I imagine. Like, I'm curious your perspective. I don't know if you're old enough to have watched Villapoto when he first came in. I don't think have you ever seen a guy this dominant?
Not in a while. Not since someone like a Villapoto or something. It's definitely been a minute. And that's what's going to make it so exciting to see what he does moving forward, and if he can keep the consistency going, or how he starts transitioning to different classes in the future,
Yeah. There's Dave's favorite rider in the paddock, head to toe FXR, except for boots, of course, because FXR does not make boots.
Only champions wear FXR, homie.
You're a lot.
We all can't be the best, man. It's only a select few of us that can be the best.
Yeah, the rest of us just want to look cool and have gear that looks nice.
Actually, they just sent me a care package. I've got like 3 boxes of like gear and stuff somewhere, dude. It looks good for 22.
Solid.
Yeah.
Isn't the 23 stuff supposed to be coming out though?
So I had this conversation with Andy a couple weeks ago. Like, I don't like ordering new gear because the minute I get it, they're like, "Oh, and brand new, we have this awesome gear set," and I'm like, I wish I knew about that one. I would have got that one. You know what I mean?
It just really comes down to communication with whoever's just sending it to you.
Yeah, I got to be better at just asking Dawn, like, "Hey, what do you think it's coming that I would really like?" And just have her put it on this order for me. Just trust her. But I will say the customer service at FXR it's second to none, man. Which for me goes a long way, dude.
For sure. Like, it would certainly be second to none if you're not counting how good Fox is. But I don't know about that. The style master on this show is probably Morgan, because like women just have a better eye for fashion than we do. It's just straight up. So
yeah, you'd think that, dude. But Billy Freeman's been around a lot of fashion shows. He's walked in a lot of fashion shows too. Stilettos, skirts, bras. This guy has an eye for fashion that you wouldn't believe. Trust me.
I don't believe you.
Tell him about that run one way show you did for your boyfriend, Billy. What was his name?
Let me just stop there, Dave. we all know all of your style and my style. We both copied from my brother Brian.
Okay, yeah, okay, facts, yeah. So Billy's brother has the dopest style in writing, and when it comes to like setting his kid up, like this dude.
Billy and Brian, his parents didn't even change the page of the big book of baby names when they were like between kids.
You should have. If Billy would have had a sister, their name would have been Brittany, and she would have been a bad.
Oh, don't get him started with. Don't get him started. Yeah.
Brittany with the fatty.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, so like, what's your gear of choice, Morgan, and why is it Fox?
Honestly, my gear of choice is definitely FXR. I love that.
Smart girl.
I love that every kit has like
holes in it.
Yeah.
See, that's why Morgan's part of the TCE family, dude. She knows who to rep. She knows what's out there. She's fast. I mean, dude, come on. She knows what's up.
I feel like FXR just really stands out.
Okay.
Like
they do have some loud kits. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Like they can go from like really colorful to very clean. Like
all right.
There's no set style for them. They, you know.
Yeah.
Like
fair enough. Well, FXR is from here where I live, and if you would have seen what their gear looked like 10 years ago, maybe more than that, probably 15 years ago, it was a tough go. Not gonna lie to you, it was a tough go. They started out with all over the boot pants, like everything was all over the boot. And it was, there was some interesting looks, but they've definitely made some strides recently. What's your favorite kit from FXR that you've seen so far this year? Were you feeling the black and gold and white from last weekend? Or
wait, say it again, Morgan.
I just bought it.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah. Did you get the family hookup promo code?
I have a code.
She probably gets a better deal than you do.
She probably does, dude.
It's kind of a friend's code that you just gave it to me. So
fair enough. As long as you're repping FXR, I'm still happy.
Yeah. But
right,
I wait for the jersey to come in.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh.
Yeah, I got my pants like a week after I got the jersey, so I hear you. Yeah. All right, checking into the chat. Got to say what's up to Bunnyman, to Jason, Disciple, Randall. We got everybody in. James, what's going on? James Scott.
Yeah.
Morgan, Bunnyman saying that he could probably smoke you on the track. What are you thinking?
Wow, bold move.
You want to race? You want to race him for some cash? Throw half a stack down and tell him to put his money where his mouth is.
Definitely.
I just want to know if the people that are in the chat room right now have gone to bigmxradio.com and entered my raffle. If you have $20, you could enter to win a 2022 YZ252 stroke, as well as 12 additional prizes, including graphics. There's an exhaust system up for grabs, some beautiful Fox racing gear, head to toe and that stuff as well. Some apparel packages, oil packages from Reverend Motors. So they should go over to bigmxradio.com. Enter. You can get one ticket for $20, 3 tickets, $50, or if you want 10 tickets, $120 US. You get 10 chances to win a brand new dirt bike.
There you go. And someone that I think needs that new dirt bike is Mr. Marchbanks, man, pushing his bike off. Bummer for the Muck Off Club MX rider having just a year of bad luck, man, this season. It's such a bummer for a guy that's ultra talented like that. Speaking about talented, dude, we got Mr. Webb, Cooper Webb himself, out front in this heat number 1 for the 450s, and we also have Ferrandis running right up behind him. Ferrandis, obviously outdoor specialist. Do you think that this race is going to kind of revamp his season? We haven't seen him anywhere.
What is happening? Did you see what's happening with Marchbanks' bike?
I just saw him pushing it off.
The bars are off.
Oh, dude, did he get a gnarly toss over or something?
I don't know how he crashed, but the bars are not attached to the motorcycle.
Oh, boy. Oh, also, I just noticed, I don't know if you guys can see this, but Jared Steinke running in the 15th spot. and you know he's on that 252 stroke.
Is he a 252 stroke?
Yeah,
honestly, that's cool. I like
that's
that.
Really
I've
good.
always wondered why guys ride the bother to ride a 125 in Supercross. Like a 250, it's not that much more competitive, but it's more competitive to a 450 than a 125 is to these 250Fs. Like,
I would agree with you.
Yeah,
I would definitely agree. But yeah, we're looking at Roczen right now, who looks a lot more racy than he's looked in the past couple of races. Billy Freeman, I'm sure you're aware, Roczen kind of has an up and down season every year. We see him come out flat with flashes of like legendary rides where he wins and then he's like, on the podium next couple, and then he kind of falters. What do you think like attributes to Roczen's sort of like lulls and like downward trends throughout the season? Is it the long list of injuries he's had, like the broken wrist? Is it mental? Is it the bike? What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, it could be a combination, but I think once he starts getting those little bits of flashes of success, I think they kind of build off each other. So it's just a matter of how long he'll stay in any of these lulls,
Yeah, and everyone's been talking about it all season long about, it just looks like it's a different rider. It's not the same Ken Roczen that we're used to seeing. Morgan, I'll throw the same question at you. What are your thoughts about Roczen's riding? Like, do you think it's a mental thing? You think it's a bike thing? You think it's physical? What are your thoughts around Roczen?
Like he said, I believe it's also a mixture of a couple things, but I hate to be the person to say this, but he is getting a little bit older, and I feel like he might kind of be dying out.
Dude, isn't he like 25, 26?
No, he's like 28, but
no way, dude.
Inside right now.
I know. Think about how Billy feels, dude. He just turned 50.
Hey, 49.5, bucko. He's a young blood.
No, yeah, I guess I kind of agree with Morgan. I think he's like, the time he's been in the industry, how long he went pro at 15, dude, in the GP.
Yeah,
so.
He's old in respect to how long he's been doing this and has had a lot of injuries. By no means is a 28, 29-year-old an old dirt bike or old person. But the guy he's had his elbow replaced. He's had back stuff. He's had shoulder stuff. He's had collarbones. He's had knee stuff, you name it. And honestly, based on what I've had a conversation with a couple of guys over at Honda in Minneapolis, is that it's completely into his head about how he should set up this motorcycle. I don't think he's confident in how it's set up. I don't think he's confident in where he knows where to go with it as far as making adjustments. So that's just results in chasing your tail over and over again. And like Morgan said, a guy who's getting a little bit long in the tooth. He's got lots of money in the bank and maybe a little bit less motivation just hanging out.
Man, yeah, if I had that cash in the bank, I'd be a whole different person, man. What'd you say, Bill?
You wouldn't be on here right now, I'll tell you that.
Oh, dude, I'd be with Manny and Cabo right now, dude.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be actually at the track right now, I think.
No, yeah, I wouldn't have an excuse at that point. I'd probably be like, you know what? Okay, I'll just shell out, which is what every weekend, dude. I'm like, oh God, I got to go to the race this weekend. And I'm like, you know what? Book the flight. Let's just go and we'll figure it out when we get there.
Okay, so unlimited funds, would you be a team owner?
Unlimited funds?
Unlimited, or let's say, if you had limited funds to host a privateer race team, would you do it?
Probably, because I know how much it would help people, but I wouldn't be stoked about it. No, honestly, it's being able to see what these team managers go through, dude. Like watching like Lindsay, watching Jason from SGB, watching all these, dude, it is stressful. Do you know how hard it is to wrangle a group of riders?
Yes.
Dude, it is a freaking, Billy, you've done productions
like
and stuff.
Cats.
Dude, it's hurting cats that are all trying to run in like different directions to cocaine. It's like, dude, it's insane. Then you got to worry about talking to sponsors and selling and presenting yourself and your race team, trying to differentiate yourself from the thousands of other applications that are putting out for race teams. Everyone's fighting for the same $20. Like it, dude.
Hold on though. if you knew you could help the privateers more, because that's what your program's all about.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I think. All of that would be worth it to be able to help the amount of people. But like, again, it's almost like, oh God, I really don't like walking the dog, but it makes the dog super happy. So let's go ahead and let the dog out. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, where it's like, I would do it to help out all the privateers that I possibly could and be a value added to the industry. But boy, you would see a grumpy Dave walking around, dude, until I got to the races. And then I'd probably be like, all right, this is kind of worth it. You know what I mean?
So like, what would you like? I love that you have like a really negative sort of.
No, not negative. I'm just like, I'm being realistic. I think my dream scenario obviously is like, dude, how cool
it sounds like you think you'd be bad at
it. I don't know.
I don't think I'd be bad.
No. I think are really good. I think you'd be frustrated in the limitations you would have with something like a privateer team, because you would want to be giving more. I think that's
for sure. Yeah. Billy Freeman knows me very well. So yeah, that would be that for sure be on top of my mind. But no, I think I would still jump in head first, because it'd be helping so many people.
Hey, Dave's on TV.
Hey, look at that. Shout out to Malcolm, dude. He had such a good race last weekend, dude. I mean, what better ride could you ask for? Seeing this guy up front battling, and to round out Black History Month that way, dude. Oh, so proud. So proud.
Yeah, 100%. And you know why February is Black History Month, right?
Because we're the best.
No, it's nice and short month. Get it out of the way.
Oh, jeez. Send all your hate mail to Big MX Radio, Brad. Manitoba, Canada.
Yeah, care of.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, no, that's too funny though. Honestly, that's a good question though, Billy. Like, would you run a team if you could afford it? And I think honestly, if in your heart of hearts, if it was truly something you could afford to do, I think a lot of people would make it happen. It's giving back to the sport, putting the right things in place. Unfortunately, and guys like the PRMX guys and SGB come to find out that you can have all your I's dotted, T's crossed. Hell, even the Star Racing guys have found out this year is one thing you cannot control is injuries. They have 6 riders, and only one of them right now is not injured. He's also not racing this weekend in Christian Craig. So it's a tough deal. But if you're willing to step up to the plate and do it, I think it's a really rewarding experience.
Oh, for sure. Shout out to Malcolm Stewart getting the whole shot for heat number 2. Dude, I don't know if you guys saw, but the way that he placed his bike coming into the first turn to kind of cut under and get around a lot of that carnage, that was super smooth. Very, very sneaky. And dude, look at the lead he's got already. This is a completely different Malcolm than we've seen in years past, dude. He looks so smooth, so comfortable, so confident, and he's got Bam Bam right behind him, dude. How rad is that? Barsha finally poking the wheel in there and getting up front.
Freezy with Barsha. A good start. Shocking.
Yeah, yep. He's on my my fantasy team, so I'm pretty stoked. Not that fantasy team, Billy, shut up, but my other fantasy team. So pretty rad.
Does Morgan play fantasy?
Yeah.
Are you good at it?
No.
What do you do pulp fantasy?
Yeah, I only have like 300 points.
For the year?
Yeah.
Oh, you do better worse than me. God damn.
I forgot to do
that's a good week.
That's a good week.
I think I had 294 last week.
Oh.
Oh.
So,
I missed my picks for like 2 of the races too. So.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that happens. Dave. That always happens to Dave. He's always like there's guaranteed throughout one year. There's always a 0 in there somewhere.
Somewhere.
Like, Dave, come on, man.
There's.
I tune in. I hear Dave complaining about his fantasy scores.
Yeah, it's not too good. Going to the chat, we're looking at Bunny Man saying if Morgan beat me on the track, I'd buy her a new iPhone. Oh, I think he's trying to be your sugar daddy, Morgan. You might have to.
I was gonna say he's just like, I could see like Bunny Man like just faking a bike issue halfway through the race and be like, she beat me.
You gotta get the iPhone. By the way,
I'm gonna have to get your number. I'm gonna have to get your number for that.
Yeah.
Bunny Man doesn't sound like a moto dad, so I can't accept.
Oh, it's moto dads or nothing, guys. Sorry. If you ain't a moto dad,
Fair enough.
it ain't happening. Let's see.
I'm old enough to be an old moto dad.
Oh, here we go. This guy. Randall saying, where's KR94 headed in silly season? Way too early to guess. Man, it's hard to say. I can't. It's so hard for me to see him like walking away from Honda.
SGP Honda.
Come on, Bradley. Bradley.
He's got another year in his contract for Red Bull. He's going he's either going back to KTM or he's staying in Honda.
Yeah, I can't see him leaving Honda, man. I really can't see him leaving Honda.
Could you see him leaving Suzuki after he left KTM?
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't too crazy to me, seeing him leave Suzuki, because I mean they were like a satellite support team, so
yeah, I guess
it wasn't too crazy for me. Let's see. T Thomas is saying, "Go Malcolm, what's up, dude? Good to see you checking in." Let's see. Jason saying, "Definitely lose a lot of money if we were to do a race team." Jason's all too familiar with that stuff. By the way, let's see. Bunny Man saying, "Morgan, what are your thoughts on Kiwi Courtney?"
On who?
Who are you saying? Who? Kiwi. Who? What are your thoughts on Kiwi Courtney? Oh, are you guys kidding? You guys don't know. Well,
I have no idea who this is.
Literally, she was the fastest female rider in the world.
I didn't really start like riding until like 2 years ago. So like.
Morgan, how old are you?
And I just turned 18.
Courtney Duncan?
To Courtney Duncan, yes.
Oh, yeah. Then like I've never known her as.
Morgan, come on, you're breaking my heart right now.
I've never known her as Courtney Kiwi or Kiwi Courtney or something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
she's from that area. Ripping. She also wears Fox. What's up?
Oh, whatever, dude. She came to the U.S. to do the WMX series one year. I think it was like 2010 or 11, and whooped ass on a 2-stroke against women that had factory 4-strokes. And yeah, so my thoughts are she's a badass, and definitely one of my favorite.
My favorite female racing moment is when Megan Rutledge did a fist bump with the. Yeah, it was with she did it with a throttle hand off of a pretty sendy jump. It was off of a ramp, so she nose dove, didn't get her hand back on in time, spun out, and I can't remember if it was Vicky Golden or one of those. Yeah. And I don't think she medaled, or maybe she like she for sure had it won. Like she's number 66 on a Rockstar Suzuki, and there's and like she had the makeup on, so it's all just running. It was awesome.
Oh man, Mariana Balba used to ride with makeup on too, and absolute fire. Plus she was fast. All right, going back, Randall saying, "Let's go Mook." Let's see. Bunny Man saying, "How well is Deegan going to do in SX?" I'll kick it off to you, Brad. What are your thoughts on Deegan when he goes pro?
He's gonna have one of the best bikes in the class. I've said this 100 times. Brian, like Danger Boy Deegan, Hayden has some of the best support in the sport, pretty much. So with that, he really doesn't have any excuses aside from to just go really fast. So aside from that, that's what I expect. I expect the kid to be able to be fast. I don't think he's a big kid, so I think he's going to stay small, which honestly, if you look aside from Eli Tomac, most really successful racers are usually on the smaller side. He's already throwing around a 450 pretty well. Honestly, it's going to depend on how comfortable he is going through the whoops. If he's consistent with that, and he's got good pace through the whoops, then I think the sky's the limit for him. I think he could win championships, certainly at the 250 level. From what I've heard from the test track, there's a rawness to his abilities, but he's not getting blown away by any means.
No, I agree with you. What are your thoughts, Morgan?
Oh, sorry, I was watching.
Mesmerized by Mookie and Barsha out there.
Oh, yeah.
They're not moto dads. Relax.
Not yet. Oh, I'm kidding. So
Eli has a kid.
Hey, stop smiling, Billy. Well, if you like kids, baby, I got some I don't know about.
Don't worry about me, kids.
I mean, I got kids, but you. Yeah. So the question was, what are your thoughts on Danger Boy Deegan when he goes pro?
I definitely think. Well, there's no doubt that he's gonna do well. He grew up most support you could like possibly get. Comes from a great family, and he just all around has fun with his riding. Like, I feel like it's not gonna be a job to him. It's gonna be more of, this is my life. This is how I love to live it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Part of who he is he'll acclimate very well. Yeah,
like you said, kids tossing around a 450 already, and I think he's like 2 years younger than me. So
yeah, exactly. Which is insane. It's like a 16-year-old kid doing that good. Billy's only claim to fame when he was 16 was giving girls HPV and pink eye. So to see a kid that's like crushing it like that is absolutely insane at such a young age. Wouldn't you agree, Billy Freeman?
You are on a roll tonight, buddy.
I don't know why he's still on the show. Like, I wouldn't stand for any of that. And I'd at least rip you to shreds, because that's pretty easy. But well, yeah, I would not stand for this aggression. But
yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. When you least expect it, I'll come back with something.
I know. Like, all right, and that was a good show, guys. All right, see you later.
All the stuff that's like buried below 6 feet under at the moment.
Oh, dude. Oh my gosh. That's gonna be insane. So Jason's saying, I think Ryder D will be the biggest threat coming up. What do you guys think about Ryder D?
I hate Supercross Futures, or whatever you want to call that. The Amateur All-Stars has shown that like he's just been a league above. But honestly, I don't sleep on this Hymas kid, because he showed crazy pace. And at the last Futures race, I think if he had not gone down, I think he passes DeFrancisco. And I think it's either one of those guys is going to be like the next sort of like in behind Jet Lawrence, who is going to be the next guy to like sort of come up and put it to these the veterans of the sport. The one thing that I think might actually sort of, it all depends on how he handles it, is when it comes, I want to get back to Danger Boy Deegan for a second there. If Hayden comes into the pros and feels the pressure of, hey, everyone expects you to go win, and if he doesn't win right away and that really fucks with his head, he could just unravel over that. But like he hasn't really cracked into the pressure yet. So we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ryder D is going to be an absolute threat. And the only reason why I say that is because he's got a great team behind him. He's extremely professional for young kids so far. And when you look at the guys that he's racing against, right? He was lined up against Hymas for that Moto Combine. And dude, that was that kid's like literally like his like second or third or fourth month on second or third month on a big bike. What was that, Morgan? Is that your boyfriend messing with you?
No. My threw a pillow at me. I'm sorry.
Is that Tyler?
No, it's my buddy Mike.
Okay. Well, if you see Tyler, tell him I said what's up.
I will.
And
Mike to buy a raffle ticket. DiggumXradio.com.
No, tell him sign up for the collective experience. Ryder D was literally like catching and pulling and like got around Hymas. Like his second, like one of his second times, like being on a big bike in a race, dude. It was just absolutely insane to me that he was doing that without much time, like racing a 250F. So that makes me very, very optimistic about what he's going to do in the long run. James Scott is asking about Christian Yannick. I mean, I like Christian Yannick a lot. The only thing that makes me nervous is that kid is so freaking rail thin, man. And it takes some muscle to ride around a big bike. And it just, I don't know. I get nervous sometimes watching him ride. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, because Ryder D looks like a bodybuilder.
Yeah. I hear what you mean. But dude, it does. It does matter, dude. Like I know Ryder D isn't a huge dude, and no one else in this sport is. But I feel like you need a little bit of muscle, dude, to be able to get around the track, you know, for 30+2 and then like, you know, like a long Supercross mean, like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
I think the kid will grow into it. They haven't turned pro yet.
Yeah.
You like, who knows? Maybe he like gets a little bit of a growth spurt late, fills out a little bit. Like if you look at pictures of Garrett Marchbanks, his first year on a big bike, like, or even the last year on super minis, kid was small. And now he's just man child. So who knows?
Yeah, I hear you. You make a good point. You make a good point.
Like at some point you had to grow into that fat ass of yours.
And it's not creatine. Shut up, Billy. You know, just eating right, you know, dedication and you know, just really trusting the process.
Yeah, you switched trainers.
What'd you say?
You switched trainers, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, Tony had me bulk up a lot when I went to 4-stroke. So.
Oh yeah, I think he's on the Baskin Robbins plan now.
He even grew out of his asthma. It was crazy.
Leave me alone. Oh, okay. So we just saw Malcolm take that one pretty convincingly. I'll start with you.
How is
Bill.
Daytona not a day race?
I don't know. This is what I keep asking people. Like, why
Like,
would
we have
Minneapolis be?
now?
Yeah, why would Minneapolis be a day race, but Daytona wouldn't be?
Oh, that was dumb. Minneapolis, lame.
Dude,
everyone almost died from carbon monoxide poisoning.
Were you feeling sick too?
I didn't feel sick. My eyes just looked like I had smoked like a pound of weed.
Dude, literally flying home, like my nose was running, my face was congested, my eyes were literally like I looked like I bursted every blood vessel in my eyes.
Yeah, that's because you have the immune system of like purebred German Shepherd.
Dude, it was absolutely horrendous being there. I mean, obviously, like that's one of my favorite races for like the atmosphere and the people and the stadium and stuff. But yeah, getting up at 4:35 a.m. and then having to suffer through just hours of smoke choking you, and
yeah,
wasn't the most fun.
Billy's ears perked up with the choking part. It's kind of weird, dude. Anyway, LCQs are up next, guys. I don't know about you guys. Like, I think I love the LCQs. They're my favorite races of the night. Morgan, you ever found yourself in an LCQ? You gotta make it in. You gotta win the race in order to make it into the main event. And did you get the job done or not?
That's never happened to me yet, but watching the 250 LCQ is definitely my favorite also.
Just shenanigans happening.
The night show and the craziest stuff happens.
I agree with that.
I like it.
I like
Who do you guys take the LCQ?
Sorry?
Who do you think's going to take the LCQ?
I think AJ Catanzaro is going to get 7th in the LCQ. That's probably right around where he'll be. But 250 wise, I didn't notice any like up there guys go down. So it's going to be all privateers for the most part, I think.
It'd be a free for all.
Yeah, it could be a total like roll of the dice. So I think who goes good here is Hardy Munoz, and he gets good starts.
Ooh,
so
yeah, good call.
If Hardy gets a good start, I like him to win.
I like that. Jason Connell says, bring back the big boy Weston Pike. Dude, I second that. I texted Weston a couple weeks ago after that whole Vince Freeze and Craig thing. And dude,
nice
we were just cracking. We were I'm not flexing. We were just
name dropper.
No, I'm doing. He brought it up. I did. Okay, you know what? Whatever. Anyway, yeah, and I was telling him he needs to come back, and he was he was pretty stoked about it. People reaching out and like wanting to get him back for just to be that big bodyguard.
I'm totally
Bunny Man is saying is having
you said that.
I wasn't trying to flex, dude.
I'm gonna text RC about it. That's fine.
Yeah. Come on.
Whatever. Is having a career in MX SX worth it for the high risk and injury involved? No. I think just like any rider who's done this stuff, dude, you kind of just assume the risk anyway. Like if it's only thing you know in life and all you've done, like sure. I mean, everyone in the
it's not like racing for free is any less dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go big, dude, might as well get paid for it. So I think they're just pretty much used to it. Ethan Lane, I think, is one name. I would agree with that. James, let's see, is a sport of SXMX dying? I don't think so. I think the sport continues to grow. If not, maybe it's kind of stays consistent for a while, where most people would say stagnant. That's why it's always great to have programs like the Collective Experience to bring you behind the scenes to help grow the sport, bring in a huge influx of passionate, dedicated fans to help the privateers and satellite support riders in this amazing industry. TheCollectiveXP.com, at The Collective X Instagram, contact at thecollectivexp.com. Check us out. We want to bring you behind the scenes and get you hooked up like never before.
I will say this, honestly, like if you want to get yourself more immersed in the sport and like catch the bug like no tomorrow, buddy of mine, James Dahlman, took part in the Collective Experience. And after a day hanging out with the team that he worked with, which was who did he work with? The kid got hurt.
Van Martin.
Van Martin. Like the kid was already like nipples deep in moto, and now he's just like he's drowning in it now. He needs to like he's been bugging you to get back out there for Salt Lake. If you're addicted to motocross, the Collective Experience will just make it worse.
Yeah, you'll be there for sure. Bunny Man says, how many children should you have to get a star athlete? I think you got to question.
Go for at least 3. You got a 1 in 3 shot.
Huh. Okay. I hear that. Let's see. Randall says AJ sneaks in 4.
No.
That's a presumptuous, optimistic look at it. I'll say I think that 7th was a good one. I love AJ.
There's a good to fair chance of 17th.
I want to see the guy improve on his out of the gate in that first corner, just aggression, assertiveness now, and I'll be right there with you.
Was that him throwing Supermans on the finish line? Was that him throwing Supermans on the finish line?
Yeah, that was him.
At least he's having fun, right?
Yeah, having fun, dude. Just enjoying himself. Like that's what I mean. Like he's really enjoying the sport lately, man. Like now that he's on the 250 and he's kind of taking her easy a little bit and like not putting so much pressure on himself, dude. He's just having a freaking ball, and it's awesome to see, man. It's super good to see that. Always fun to see. Always fun to watch somebody have fun while they're doing what they love. Same thing when Billy's on that pole, working for that money and just making those men's all just. It's just so great to see him out there, man, dancing to Pour Some Sugar on Me. I mean, I'm so proud of that kid. So proud of him.
Hey, man, you got to make those. Don't. And hey, if you want to sign up for a Collective Experience with me, I can teach you how to pole dance, no problem.
Exactly. Make it clap for a stack, homie. We know your motto. We got it.
Jesus Christ.
We got you, buddy. Buddy man, where can I donate? You can donate to our to the PayPal, homie. Hit me up on through DMs and we'll get you a link. But I'd much rather you sign up for an experience. I'd love to meet you, bring you behind the scenes, have you meet all these great people in the industry like Billy Freeman, like Brad Gephardt, and so many more of our other industry insiders and riders. We'd love to have you. We think you'd be a great addition to the TCE family. Check us out. Send me a DM on Instagram at the Collective EX, and we'll make it happen for you, buddy.
Buddy, man, I got a raffle going on with over $25,000 worth of prizes that you can enter for $20, 3 tickets, $50, whatever you want to do, man. Go for it.
He'd rather meet you in person, man, and just talk shit to you.
Hell yeah. Hell, I'll throw in another prize. I'll just buy a Collective Experience. I'll make that in there because I know a guy will get me a decent deal. If somebody, that'll be the 14th prize in the raffle. If you want $20 or 3 for $50, 3 chances to win the TCE full experience, and you get to pick your rider. How about that?
There you go. Bunny, if you want to send me a DM at the Collective EX on Instagram, DM me and I'll walk you through the process of getting yourself signed up, dude, for an experience. James, my good buddy back in Chicago, has a question for, I think we can ask just about everybody. And we actually had Ian Treadle on a couple of times that answered this question. How much different are the Star amateur bikes compared to the 250 Pro bikes? Billy Freeman, you want you've been around a lot of pro bikes, a lot of top amateurs in the sport. What do you think is the main difference between like a top amateur elite bike versus the pro bike?
I think there's levels to it, because there's some amateurs that have like fully built up bikes, and you have others that are like pretty close to stock. So like, where's that line? So I think it really depends on what specific situation you're talking about. But I mean, you can have both like be a million, miles apart, or you can have some that are pretty similar. It's not necessarily the most fair thing to go up against all the time, I would say.
Gotcha. What are your thoughts, Brad? What are the main differences?
When it comes to Star Racing Yamaha, from what I've heard, it's just a different engine package that gets sent out to their, like, say your Matt LeBlancs and your Nick Romanos that were on the team that were about to turn pro, that they're still doing the amateur scene. Suspension wise, I can't imagine there's a whole lot different than maybe there's obviously there'd be different setups for different guys, but to my knowledge, the biggest difference would just be a little bit different motor package that's not going to get torn down as often. That it's an engine package that just has a little bit more longevity built into it, knowing that a full-blown race bike, like those bikes, the star bikes, or anyone who races at the absolute pinnacle of the sport, the bike gets completely torn down to the frame every single race. Yes. And that's not always the case with amateur bikes that are getting raced on a regular basis. But honestly, at a place like Loretta's or Minios or some of the other big spring nationals, I would be willing to bet that Star Racing Yamaha bikes are only probably just a little bit of a tick off. Obviously, like, there's different levels with the Team Green as well. I know they're like, you can be on the Team Green and essentially you have they're taking care of your graphics and you get some travel money and a deal on cowies, and that's, like, you know what I mean? The bike isn't like, it's not like this. By no means is Mitch Payton doing your cylinders just because you're on Team Green. So Billy's right. There is a bit of a level to it.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to component level too. Like, talking to Ian, he mentioned, like, the pro bikes still have an ultra polished transmission where you might have more of a stock transmission for your amateur side, or you might have just these really one-off exotic metal, stack buildups in your suspension.
Yeah, there's probably just a lot less tie.
Yeah, exactly. A lot less tie, maybe, and then some of the procedural stuff, like I said, is there for longevity. Because let's face it, an amateur race, you're racing for 10 minutes, maybe, right? Except for the Loretta's, where that's the outlier. But I think they go for high longevity in the race bike, to the point where they might even use maybe even some more stock components on the amateur side. It's all about that, walking that line between max power but not going too far, because you can have a bike that's too much power. You don't want to have unmanageable power. And then longevity also, that's another way you got to look at it. Something that me and Billy knew all too well in our motor building days, trying to get through college. So, which, fun fact, most people don't know this, me and Billy had a motor building company where we built motors, top end, bottom ends. We did wheels, we did full chassis development. We did a lot to get through college. Billy did a little bit more. I'm not going to get into that. That's kind of his business, OnlyFans.
I'm blown away right now.
But
I've never known Dave to, like, even have any knowledge of being around tools whatsoever.
No, dude, honestly, trust me.
The four of us, I bet Morgan's the best mechanic on the call right now. So.
Morgan's already, she's going to be too busy looking at Moto Dad. She won't be able to focus.
Wow. Exactly. Honestly,
profiling.
So, like, I pretty much, like, go to the track by myself most of the time. And, like, when it comes to bike work, Moto Dad's just piling, and they just do it for me.
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's
lend a helping hand.
Dude, I wish if I had that talent where I could just have a little pose and Moto Dads would run up and work on my bike, I'd do that all day, dude.
He tried.
If I can do like a hair flip or a little, something, dude, just to get them in, like, not working my bike, they can put on the stand for me and I can just sit there, dude. That'd be fire.
When Dave used to
my gate.
When Dave used to ride a lot and his dreads were almost down to his ankles, that was his ploy. He would be flipping his hair everywhere.
How did like Willow Smith over here?
Kind of whip the hair a little bit, get it going a little bit.
Fair enough. Did I hear correctly that Morgan rides a 450?
250.
Oh, okay. But you're riding the 450 B or C class?
C class, just because there's like less people than the C class in the 450C.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Hey, no judgment. I was just curious. That's pretty cool though.
It's only local racing, so like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but it's still a very, very popular track though. I mean, you're not racing against like, like no names. I mean, it's a pretty well-known track.
Yeah, I just wish there was like more women's riders. I hate showing up to a gate and I'm going against 3 girls and they're on 85s. Like, I kind of hate that it's an open class.
Yeah. I will tell you, when I worked for that Cowie race team, we had a pretty big budget and we had some really nice bikes. And like I was running on a really, really, really fast 250F. And when it was time to do like a women's practice, there were like literally like 65s next to us. And I was like, dude, I feel like such an asshole. Like full mechanic, headset, whole shot device, getting ready to start this chick on this like, this monster of a bike. And right next to her is a little girl, like with her little starting blocks and hugging her dad. I'm like, God, we look like such douchebags right now, like going all in. But I mean, such is life. Oh, hey, there goes Krista.
Did Morgan leave?
Oh, I maybe her internet was bad.
Oh, good.
Or maybe a moto dad walked by or something. Could be. Who knows? But yeah, I'm stoked to get this kicked off. Bunny Man's asking us James Stewart versus Ricky Carmichael. Who we picking if we have to go up against each other?
Carmichael all the time. That race happened, and we found out what happens.
That race happened many times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
05, 06.
I absolutely, I'm a diehard Stu fan, but man, nothing was better than like, there was a couple times, dude, Ricky came to Southwick, and I think Bill, you're probably there too. Ricky just looked so freaking fast on these straightaways, dude. It was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
I think James was better on a 125. I think he just like RC was good. He wasn't like holy crap on a 125. Like he beat everybody, but not the way James beat everybody. Welcome back, Morgan.
Sorry, my mom called.
It's all good.
Oh, jeez. No problem. How's mom doing?
She's doing all right.
All right. Tell her I said hi when you talk to her next.
She's having a bubble bath.
Oh, jeez. Actually, bubble bath sounds pretty nice right now.
You're so soft.
I haven't taken one since I moved to the new house. I can definitely use one.
So much right now. Should we do a giveaway?
Okay, so I will say the cool thing about Daytona is that you really never know. Like I think usually we can kind of guess, and Brad, we do this every week. Like you can kind of guess who's gonna do what during the race, right? We kind of know who's gonna win. We're all kind of feeling like, oh, maybe it's Tomac this weekend, maybe it's Jason Anderson, blah blah blah. With Daytona, dude, I feel like I have a hard time guessing who's gonna win, man. It's really difficult for me.
You say that given the fact that Eli Tomac is going for the most all-time wins at Daytona today?
No, I mean like in general, like 250, any given heat race, stuff like that. Like I feel like usually you can kind of pick it out. Like yeah, I mean obviously Tomac's an gnarly dude. He usually
on like 250s is always a crapshoot. Like I don't know if anybody's ever won it twice on a 250F, which is kind of there's a stat for you. But because there's just so many elements to it of like kind of like like there's so many different issues that can happen as far as like crashes and this, that, and the other thing. The bike, the track can kind of jump up and bite you quite often here more than probably anywhere else. And 250s is usually where you see a lot of problems happen. So
yeah, no, I would agree with that. Now, normally we'd say this segment for our TCE foul plugs reviews, but I'm gonna throw it out there because I feel like we got a good group of people right here. Brad, who do you think you will pick for this TCE race drip check for this one? What do you think? Who's got the drippiest kid out there that you would give the award to?
Oh man, honestly, I don't say this often, but the stuff that Marchbanks was just showing off there, I like that colorway. It's kind of a colorway that's sort of it's kind of got borrowed from the Imagine the Image stuff that Fox did back 3 years ago. But actually I really like the yellow and blue stuff that O'Neill's got this weekend. That looks pretty sharp.
I hear you. So I'm going to go with, I also do like Marchbanks. It's super cool. I love the way that it's segmented the F, X, and the R in different colors. Super dope. But I will say, dude, whatever Lawrence had yesterday during press, that yellow number from A-Stars. Ooh, that
you like that
good
stuff? I'm not a big fan of that stuff.
Dude, I thought it looked clean. It looked super clean. I really dug it. Morgan, who you picking for drip check? Who's got the sickest looking kid out there?
Honestly, I really love the club's team.
Another FXR pick.
I feel like it's just so clean. Or honestly, Malcolm Stewart. I fucking love the same. Oh, say that.
No, you're good. You're good.
I love 7 gear. Like I love the like compression with the over jersey.
Yeah.
Like if I could have all the 7 gear,
Gotcha.
I would.
That's a testimonial right there.
Every time I look on their site, they never have anything in my size. They're always sold out.
Gotcha.
Oh. How's Catanzaro looking right now?
We're 11th. Billy Freeman, who are you picking for
Cat got his tongue in 12
for drip kit? For drip check.
I was gonna say Mookie too.
Mookie's solid. I like
Luke.
that. Smart people in this one. Shout out to
I'm looking smart picking
Hardy Munoz. Yeah, Munoz is looking really, really good. And that's someone like no one really talks about him. And he was on the Solitaire team, had great support, had good people around him. And like, dude, he only continues to keep getting better and better and better. And I think it's rad, man, to see like different new names popping up all over the place. And Hardy Munoz is definitely one of them that we don't associate with too much.
Jam and Josh Varize has got to get some work done here, man.
We got Varize up there. We got Pappy. We got our bud Marshall Welton. He's
races up in Canada.
Yeah, he's making his way through just outside that transfer position. We got Osby in this one, Cartwright, Nice. I mean,
what's been up with Osby? I thought he used to be good.
Yeah, I haven't heard from anything out of him. He's
recent. Not showing any signs of life.
Yeah. Also, shout out
shitty start.
Yeah, shout out to Luca Marsalisi, a buddy of ours from the Connecticut area again, making his pro debut in the East Coast. Dude is he's a very, very fast guy, just waiting to get his pro legs underneath him. Takes some time to get used to, but it shouldn't take him too long at all. Pulling for that guy. Let's see. Going back to the chat, Bunny wants to know if the cost of bikes go down, will more people get into the mix? Start with you, Billy Freeman.
Possibly. I just don't see that happening, unfortunately. I wish it would happen, but it is an expensive sport. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
It's cost of the bike.
It is the least expensive motorsport.
Yeah, there is that. It's still cost of entry is still high. I mean, you could always bike and try to build it up. It's just, there's ways to do it more economically, but no doubt it's an expensive sport.
I agree with that. What are your thoughts, Morgan?
If the prices of bikes went down, I'd have a lot of them.
There you go.
Yeah, I was just going to say it right there. Honestly, the funny thing is if you look at the everyone always talks a lot about how expensive bikes are now. The average price of a brand new 252 stroke in 1995 was $5,600. And minimum wage is more than 50% more than it was then. So the average earnings is actually higher now, and bikes are actually less than double the price. So somehow dirt bikes are actually more affordable today than they were in 1995. You let that sink in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at disposable income to be able to spend on stuff like that percentage.
That's the other thing, though. Yeah, 1995, no one had a Wi-Fi bill.
Yeah, exactly. So like if you look at all your total expenses and how that correlates to your, they call it slush fund for fun things, that percentage is very drastic too.
But like there's nothing that says that you need to have a brand new bike to start riding. Like
yeah, no, for sure,
like,
for sure.
You could go out there, you get yourself a 252 stroke or a 125 and just enjoy your life.
Send it. No, most definitely. What are your thoughts, Billy Freeman?
Man, Munoz is fucking rough.
Wait, thoughts on wait,
if the prices went down, would did you answer that already?
Come on, man.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
That's all good.
My bad. No, I agree.
Billy, what were you gonna try to say?
The first time?
Yeah.
I think that now I'm all screwed up because I was watching the race. I don't even remember the question.
If the prices of bikes dropped, would we see more people getting into the sport?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I remember like
I don't think like they're trying they want to make bikes more and more technologically advanced. I don't think they're trying to like move them backwards in any way by making them more affordable, by putting like steel bars on them or making them more cost effective. Like I think if anything, like we're gonna see more of these like factory edition bikes coming out where those things are damn near $13,000.
Gosh, yeah, I'm not buying a damn dirt bike for that much money. That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to start robbing people.
Varize might move into the lead here. Like Munoz has been like making some serious mistakes. Last lap. Jesus.
Yeah, it's insane.
I should have went with Pappy. Jesus Christ. There's gonna be some big scores in Pulp MX Fantasy.
So what do you guys think? You want to go to the end of the 450 LCQ, or do you guys want to keep going straight to the mains? We usually let the go up until the LCQs. Maybe every once in a while we'll do the mains as well, but we tend to like to let the fans sort of just watch the races without us kind of badgering them. What are your thoughts, guys? You want to keep going, or you want to kind of end it?
Yeah,
let's normally end it.
Let's cut it off after the 450s. 450 LCQ.
What are your thoughts, Morgan? You want to go talk to some more moto dads, or you want to stay on?
I got a few of them to call, actually.
Okay, so
she needs to jump off so she can go to bigmxradio.com. We're running an awesome raffle, 14 prizes, including a VIP experience with the collective that will be paid out when we pull the prizes. So bigmxradio.com for $20, you could be doing an exclusive experience with the collective. So go check it out, bigmxradio.com. It's the top post. 1 ticket for $20, 3 tickets for $50.
Yeah. Also, Billy Freeman's been killing it in the video world. Billy, what have you been working on lately, dude, that people would be pretty interested to hear about or check out?
Videos for bignaturals.com. It's
yeah.
Look at how happy he was. Oh yeah. Oh God. Oh come on, guys.
Yeah, that's a different. No, I mean I haven't done anything with moto in a minute. I just did shoot some stuff for the Olympics. That was cool. Anything related to action sports, is fun. So I'd rather do that than any, corporate type shoot any day. But that's about it. I'm hoping to do more moto stuff this year. Hoping to do more like docu-style branded content style stuff. But we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Hopefully, filming at some races with Dave Drakes of TCE. Put the camera on him, see his day-to-day about at the race, how he helps people out, all that. So we'll see.
I feel that
we'll get it up there. Billy's been in the music video world for a while, so we gotta bring him home back to get him out the trap, bring him back to the track. How about that?
Yeah, I'm with it, man. I do miss filming moto. We filmed a little bit of moto. Was it last year maybe?
Last summer.
And it felt so good to be back at the track.
Yeah. Yep. Well, we'll make a splash. They'll know about us pretty soon. Don't worry about it. They got something coming.
Yeah.
We got something coming for them.
Morgan, how old are you again?
18.
18. So, like, do you even watch motocross videos, or do you just watch them on YouTube? Like, who do you watch, and what's your like? How do you take in moto content and shit like that?
I watch a lot of like the training videos because like I don't go to like trainers or anything. I learned everything I know now off YouTube.
Self-taught.
So, like,
I like it.
Yeah. So like Tyler Levacy.
Yeah. Is that MX Lock? What does he do? MX Factory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good rider. He's a good dude.
That's cool.
Yeah. I have AJ videos also, but I like Tyler Levacy more.
Gotcha. Yeah, we got something coming up with Collective Experience versus the Moto Academy in another couple weeks here. So you'll be seeing some cool content on the app from the Collective Experience, showing you guys how to do some really cool stuff in the industry. So be on the lookout for that one. And you guys are hearing it first. So really excited about that one. And yeah, Morgan, make sure you check out that part of it too, not just the damn riding part. Check out my stuff too.
All right, I will.
Got it. Rep your boy. Let's go. Hey, shout out to our boy Logan Carnow and Nick Schmidt right there on the screens. Big supporters of our program. They always do cool stuff with us, and we've got some What the Pros rides being featured from their or on their bikes rather. So, and you can see another smart FXR guy right there. Look at that gear, man, just looking like $1 million. Phenomenal.
Marchbank's gonna get it done here or what?
I think so. I mean, it's hard to bet against him. You know, I mean, who else is really in this thing that has the same pedigree as Marchbanks? You know what I mean? When I say pedigree, I mean like, dude, he's won a Daytona before. Oh man, look at Jerry's bike to do it for Dale. That is rad. That is phenomenal, man.
That is sweet. I like that.
Jerry's next level with his kits this year, man.
Well, that's just you know who does a lot of the design work for that company?
Who's that?
You remember Chuck Carruthers?
Yeah,
the guy that originally the original guy that did the body burial back in like 2004.
FMX. Yeah. He's a canvas guy, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Bunny Man is asking any advice on maintaining long-term friendships in moto.
Don't be an ass.
Billy Freeman. I want to hear Billy's answer to this one because, dude, he's like the man when it comes to that stuff. What are your thoughts, Bill?
Just be a genuine dude and don't stab people in the back and don't have an ego either. And that's really the biggest thing is I see the ego thing kills so many people. It's nuts. So no matter what you do in the industry, where you go, who you know, your contacts, whatever, just keep being a good person and it'll always come back to you.
Huh. Amen. And also has a good question. What tips do you use to negotiate contracts?
Who is that direct?
You or Brad, or if Morgan's got contracts she's negotiating, maybe she can lend a hand here too.
From what I'll have to say is has something like I have advice for both that sort of like kind of transfers is that honestly, if you're genuine and you're wanting to bring value to your friends and the relationships you build within a sponsorship, if it comes from a place of sincerity that like you approach a sponsor because you want to build their business and you want to see them succeed, if that is your main focus and the real reason why you're approaching them, not just because you want a free t-shirt or because you want some entry money or something along those lines, if you're really coming to that person, you're wanting to expose them to your audience and promote them and build them up, they're going to be perceptive to that. And same thing with friends. If you want to cultivate great friendships and relationships, be people's best friend and go to bat for them, pump them up when they're having a bad day. When you see them down, don't like walk away when they're having a bad time. Make sure that they know that you're with them through thick and thin. And that's how you can cultivate some of the best friendships. Like, honestly, like some of my best conversations I've ever had with anyone is when I'm having a hard time and Dave sort of just like helps me just talk things through. Even if he doesn't always have like the best advice in the world, just someone who's willing to be there and listen and work things through. So I think that'd be my best suggestion.
Fire. Always happy to be a good friend, Bradley. Morgan, any advice in that regard?
I mean, I can't really say it any better than he just did.
I'm glad you didn't just say moto dads, bro, and just keep it moving. So
yeah, no kidding.
Moto dads, really? I mean, I just signed the contract.
I'm smoking hot. Everyone just wants to be my friend.
Oh, jeez, Brad.
I don't know. I really enjoy the track because you can make friends with anybody, any age. And it's not weird. It's just a great community to be a part of.
Yep. I will agree with that 100%.
Yeah. Whether you're the fastest guy on the track or you're me, not the fastest guy on the track, just having that humility and just sort of that kinship between people who are like, hey, this is a hard sport. We're all doing our thing. And just pumping people up, I think, is a really powerful thing. So the more you can do that, the better.
Facts. 100% agree.
Sometimes you meet somebody and they're they're wearing gear that doesn't really look cool, and you're like, hey man, maybe you want to try Fox.
Promo codes help too. If you have a promo code for anything, people love to save money, so throw that out there also.
You can save 20% with Manscaped with Big MX20.
Yes sir, Billy Freeman.
Why don't you answer that question, because you are literally the whole plug in the industry as far as connecting people to all the dots. So you are the master.
No, dude, I think what you and Brad said in combination, dude, it matters. Being a genuine person, being literally, I think of it as I'm out there to be a cheerleader, right? I'm in it to provide a service for people while I'm there. My whole thing is to bring value to the sport, whether that somebody needs an extra set of gear and I'm playing, gear rep for a guy one weekend, I'm holding somebody's bike, being a mechanic, or I'm helping them raise funds or whatever that looks like. I think 100% when you're in service and looking at what you can bring for value from the other person's perspective is paramount. Having fun, enjoying being there, being just a warm light for people to be around. That's what it's all about, man. That's how you cultivate these relationships and really make a name for yourself in the sport as somebody who people really look to and who they really appreciate. Also, it doesn't hurt if you can walk around with a camera. People will love you forever, dude. Send them a couple clips of them riding, and they will love you forever. So I'm sure Billy Freeman uses that tactic. He walks around.
I got a question.
Billy shows off his belly button ring, and people just always remember him, dude, from the jump. Dude, he's got those two little, what is it, dolphin riding unicorn in your back? You got that. Custom. You got custom, right? The custom tattoo, the belly ring. You got the vajazzle stuff going, dude. Your people remember you, buddy.
It's time.
I have a question for Billy.
What's up?
Billy, you do camera work, you do video stuff and whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If someone wanted you to come out to the track and take video or do pictures or do an edit, what should be what would you say is the going rate for that? What's the sort of the day worth your time? As well as if you were at the track and you did snap a sweet picture of somebody, what's the prudent amount of money just to sort of flip a photographer that just sort of to make sure that they get a couple extra photos of you?
Dude, Billy's in a whole different echelon, man. I was just talking about 50 racks on me.
I mean, it depends. For example, really can't speak on the photography side of it because that's not really my thing. But end of the day, I do see so many photographers that appreciate something rather than just getting their picture ripped off and put online, especially, because it's gas. I mean, the photography cameras, man, they're expensive. So
yes, definitely.
Those people that keep coming back, they have to be supported in some realm, and usually if you start investing in those photographers, they'll get better gear, which in turn is going to get you better pictures in the long run. So
for sure.
That kind of stuff can go a long way.
Yeah. Put it back into the sport.
Right. And so, I mean, as far as the video stuff goes too, I mean, there's levels to it. I started out doing videos in moto for free, I absolutely loved it. And to be honest, I was bored in between my motos and I just wanted something to do. And it turned out I love to film. So, and then things just kind of snowballed. People just started approaching me, with some money rather than doing it for free. And then it just kept going up and up and up. So it's a very subjective industry and where your pricing is, but that'll go back to contracts. If you have any advice on contracts, know your worth and stick to it. And if the value is there, you'll make money,
Yeah. The other thing that I'll touch on contracts is like have a plan as to what you're wanting to do for that company. Yeah, you could say like, hey, like I post a certain amount or however much, or I have this many followers. Like come to a company and say, hey, over the next calendar year, I want to post on my Instagram at least once a week about your business. I'm going to 10 races. At those 10 races, there's going to be 250 people that are going to see your logo on my bike. Like, you know what I mean? Like actually create a schedule for them so that they know that they're not just going to send you a box of gear that doesn't get opened. And you know what I mean? Like there's so many people who they'll shy away from supporting someone just because they don't really know what you're willing to provide. Have a plan.
Yeah. Clarity up front with anything is always a good thing for sure. Yeah.
Sage advice. You guys are here.
And honestly,
two of the best.
They might be able to give you feedback as to like, hey, yeah, like you wouldn't be going to enough races. And you're like, oh, I can go to more races. Like if that's what I need to do to get a sponsorship, yeah, like I'll have to open up my schedule a little bit more and go to more races or something along those lines. If you come to them with nothing, but hey, I'd love to get sponsored by your company. Like there's not really much a company can do with that.
Agreed. Sage advice from two guys that do it very well. Well, guys, this was an awesome race. We've got Daytona Supercross, obviously, guys and girls. We appreciate you guys checking in. Again, if you want to check out anything that these cool guys have going on, we're going to link Big MX Radio in the description. Don't forget to check out Brad's giveaway of that YG250. We're going to link Billy's page for Surgeon Limited. He's doing some incredible things. Like he said, he just got off of working with the Olympics and other things. So if you guys have questions for Billy Freeman, want to check out what he's doing, we're going to link that below as well. We're going to link Morgan's IG as well. Check her out. She does some funny things. You can see some goofy riding. I'll say it, goofy riding, but she's having fun. We're going to put that in the description as well. And if you guys want to check out thecollectivexp.com, we'd be very appreciative if you did. We've got some really cool things coming for our interns, a lot of cool partners that we've got a lot of cool things rolling out with this year. So check out thecollectivexp.com, at thecollectivex on Instagram, contact at thecollectivexp.com for our email, and let us take you behind the scenes and get you hot in the sport in a way that you've never imagined possible. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to the guests we've had. Morgan, best of luck in your race tomorrow. We appreciate the time. We definitely want to have you back on here. Love the questions and love the input. Anything cool that you got going on that we should be on the lookout for? Any cool new kits or any cool big races we should keep an eye on you for?
I am going to be going to my regional this year for Florida.
Nice.
And I'm gonna try to do a few amateur nationals if I can.
Awesome,
yeah.
Nice.
I did the Budds Creek one last year, but
Yeah.
I broke a week before it happened, so it was a big bummer. But this year, I definitely want to do a lot more bigger races.
Gotcha. We'll be sending you some collective stickers so that way you represent us very well, because we can't have you out there just looking like any old whatever. You know, we got to have you looking good. So,
Of course,
I got something on the way for you.
I put it right on the back of my helmet where I have the I Heart Moto Dads.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you again, guys. We appreciate it. To my guests, best of luck to you in your endeavors. I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you. Hopefully, Morgan, I can see you and Tyler at Foxborough. Brad, I will see you in a couple of weeks. Billy Freeman, I'll come over when I'm done with your mom in the room. I'll come over. I'll knock on your door and I'll say hey, and I'll get you a glass of water, buddy.
Yeah, it's from the whole ass, bro.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love it. Billy's got like the nicest mom in the world.
Right on, well. Go Bruins.
Go Bruins. All right, guys. Thank you so much. This has been the Collective Experience TCE Watch Party, and you guys have a great night. Thank you, guys.
Love you, Dave.
Appreciate it. Love you, bud. Thank you, guys.
DeeganMaxRadio.com. Go enter my raffle. See it.